just when I thought it was going to end, it hit that really high note. And it got higher and higher and higher.
Welcome back, Hamstars. Because you liked The Wall, that means I get to play you another song by Pink Floyd. So now we're going to be listening to Time. If you like this one, then I'll play you a third song from Pink Floyd. I think you'll like this one. It is a little more chill. It's not punk, but I think it will be fairly accessible for you. And I think you'll like the lyrics because they are quite deep and introspective.
No idea what to expect. Ah. Wow. Does it stop?
Okay, now we're good. I always forget and always regret it. It's a shame because that one clip means you can't fall asleep to this.
We almost got like a metronome or...
It's time.
Okay, you know what this reminds me of? The music that they always play in dinosaur documentaries.
What?
When they're showing prehistoric Earth, this is what they play.
You know what? I kind of hear it. It's getting there. Don't worry.
The Deinonychus was a type of raptor.
It's close, I swear. Almost there.
Okay. Oh, we got change it now.
I never realized how long the intro was until now.
Everything feels longer when you are specifically, like, honing in on it and paying attention.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day. Fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way.
This was, yeah, a surprise, because now we're upbeat, we're happy. Before, going with the time theme, it felt like we're trapped in some sort of period and we can't get out of it. It felt very science fiction, and now it doesn't feel that way. Now it feels like, you know, we're having a good time.
Picking around on a piece of ground in your hometown. Waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Tired of lying in the sunshine, staying home to watch the rain. And you are young and life is long, and there is time to kill today. And then one day you find 10 years have gone behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun.
Sounds like it's about to pick up. But
Yeah.
but I like this part. I like the oohs and the ahs in the background. I like the harmonies. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. So this is now realizing that I guess you are at a certain age and maybe you haven't accomplished the things that you thought you were going to accomplish. And by the time you realize that, so many years have already passed by. It says you missed the starting gun. So you didn't even realize that you were in this race. And you were like, shit, everyone's like way ahead. Everyone's still back here. I didn't even know we started yet.
But I think that is something that a lot of people feel, is that feeling of how come everybody else seems to be doing so much better? We had the same number of hours, we had the same number of years, and somehow they managed to do so much more with it. And here I am still roughly where I was. How come I never realized it when they did?
No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun.
There were several points when I wanted to pause, but I didn't.
Right.
We're going to let this solo play through. So normally I don't like really long solos like that, but I thought this did a really good job of keeping me interested. It wasn't like super fast, which is what I normally look for, but it was emotional. The music that was playing made me feel like there was a sense of dread and loss, and that I didn't have something that I used to have. And just when I thought it was going to end, it hit that really high note, and it got higher and higher and higher. It's almost like, you think this is as bad as it gets? Nope. And every time the note kept getting higher, I felt like the dread kept getting higher too. Like you realize what's gone now and you can't contain it anymore. It just keeps coming out stronger and stronger.
It's funny because I actually, to me, it does sound like there's a hope there. Sounds like there's a cry of sadness, but that there's still a bit of hope. Maybe you're not at the head of the pack, but maybe there's still some good about where you are right now. And there are ways to find happiness in where you got to, even if it wasn't exactly where you wanted to be.
See, that's not how I'm feeling yet. Maybe the lyrics will change my mind on that. I still feel like I'm mourning right now. I like this line. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older.
Yeah. Racing to come up behind you again. And I love that. It draws together that earlier theme of how it was saying you're at the back of the pack or whatever. You missed the starting gun. They were running so fast that, like the sun, everything's coming up behind you. They were so much faster that they were able to do a whole, go around the whole world and come up behind you to do another lap. And you're still where you are. Everything continues, everything cycles, but you just keep getting closer and closer to that finish line.
Shorter of breath and one day closer to death.
Every year is getting shorter, never seem to find the time. Plans that either come to naught or half a page of scribbled lines. Hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. song is over. Thought I'd something more to say.
That was a weird note that it ended on there. I was expecting it to go down and it went up. So usually when you inflect up like that, it's more positive. Like down, it's more negative. So I actually feel, sort of what you were saying earlier, that we are ending on a more optic note here. Even though the line doesn't feel optimistic, it says, the time is gone, the song is over, thought I'd something more to say. Yeah, that's kind of surprising, actually. I don't think that line is very optimistic at all.
No.
I'd something more to say. Home again. I like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, the tolling of the iron bell calls the faithful to their knees. You hear the softly spoken magic spell.
Okay, that was a really depressing ending. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I thought it had a lot of cool things going for it. I like the dinosaur vibes. And then I like how that changed into more upbeat and then slowly losing a bit of that hope over time. The solo was amazing. Actually, I would give the solo like a 5 out of 5 if that was like the whole song.
Wow. Okay, Mr. doesn't like solos. Awesome.
I like solos. I don't like long solos.
Okay.
Long and slow solos, I should say. But this one did it right. I don't know. It felt like emotionally charged. The whole theme of time, I think it fits it well. I think this is the type of music I would listen to when I am contemplating how much time I have left. But yeah, that was a pretty good song.
I don't think I can give this any lower than a 5 out of 5. It's not my favorite song ever, but just the poetry, just that is a 5 out of 5. And just the way it takes you on a journey from what you're calling the dinosaur portion, I see as like pre-birth and childhood.
Okay.
The world is full of magic and just a soup of possibilities and little twinkle stars and the whole world ahead of you. And then it brings you into your 20s and the solo is like middle age. And then the end of the song is like an older person sort of reflecting and contemplating on what they've achieved and the fact that this protagonist's life didn't turn out the way they wanted. And that line, thought I had something more to say. It's like, I thought I had more time. This is what I was able to accomplish. It's motivational because it reminds me how painful it can be to look back on your life and realize that you didn't do what you wanted, and to remind myself that even if what I'm doing now, it's a lot of hard work or painful in some way, maybe not physically, but maybe emotionally painful or hard to stay motivated for, this kind of song reminds me that taking the time to do those things now will ultimately be less painful than having to have these feelings.
Yeah, I like that. I think songs like these are very inspirational in that way. Even though it's depressing, right? I don't have to be the person in this song. At the end of my life, I can look back and say, you know what? I did everything I wanted to do. Yeah, I actually find like the things that help me grow the most as a person, when I see somebody do something that I've done before and I don't like it, I'm like, wait, is that how people see me? That's the most motivational thing for me, is like realizing my own faults. And this could be like looking into a mirror for some people.
I do want to just say, if there's anybody watching this that maybe these feelings are extra hitting you, just remember that even if you didn't exactly accomplish everything that you wanted, the important thing is not the finish line, it's the journey along the way. So just try to remember that above all, what's really, really important is to find some way to enjoy every day and to appreciate what you have, and try not to get too caught up in whether you achieve those lofty goals or not.
That's it for us, Hamstars. Spin your wheel down to that subscribe button.
And give us a dastardly thumbs up.